Good evening, Fredonia. You're listening to the local lowdown on WCBF 88.9 The Voice, and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. Hi, I'm Mel, your co-host, executive producer, and promotions lead.
Hello, I am Jordan, and I am your A&R lead and your other co-host.
Hey, it's me, Alex, in the booth, making sure all the microphones are working as they should. And let me tell you, sound is sounding today. So
Nice.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems in a group effort to promote and showcase the local music scene here in Fredonia, but also West New York at large. Welcome to the Local Lowdown.
On this episode, we have our guest for the week, Scienceman. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How about we start by introducing everyone, going down the line, your name and what role you play in the band.
I'm John. I sing.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play guitar.
I'm Biff. I play bass.
I'm Potato.
Bad.
I'm John. I play guitar.
Nice.
Well, from your first self-titled release in 2018 to your most recent single release, Give Me the Plague. Give to the Plague. Give me the plague. No, don't get that.
There'll be a new one soon.
Oh, a new one?
Yeah, nice. I'm sure.
Yeah. How do you feel your music has developed over time?
It's better.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I think it got better.
So recommended progression.
There's a full band now.
Yes.
Originally, Scienceman was just me alone.
Right.
So now there's it's grown exponentially. The process of budding.
Yes.
I've created multiple versions of myself to play the other instruments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it started off as like just a silly thing with me alone recording music in the back of the van. Biff and I had an old band called Radiation Risks, and when we were on tour, I was just screwing around in the back of the van,
Right.
plugged directly into a laptop, so I
Powered off the van battery.
powered off the van battery.
Wow.
So I was just screwing around on long drives, and it was like, I didn't really like have a plan. I didn't even know what it was going to be. So
Yeah.
I guess the difference is like after the first record, I started being like, oh, like maybe this is like something I should try to make this good.
Right. And how was that transition process moving from a drum machine and just yourself to a full band?
Yeah, it was good. It was the correct transition. I don't know. It's like I was just doing it to like screw around, like have fun writing dumb songs. And then at some point, I don't know how, but it became like my thing. Like it became like all of a sudden I was like, oh no, this is my artistic output into the world. This
Yeah.
is my real band.
Yeah.
I need to have it stop being stupid.
Yeah.
I would like to be in an actual, like, I just wanted to be in like the kind of band I wanted to do, which was to be in like a raging hardcore band. So I was like, step one, get other people and write songs that are the songs I actually want to be doing for like the thing I'm putting all the time in. So
Yeah.
there
How'd
you
you
have it.
guys meet?
We've all been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
We're all getting up there in age, and
Yeah.
I think we've
John
known
and
each other
I-
for like 20 years.
John and I met on ski club bus when we were in high school. He made me smell his shoe in a game of Truth or Dare, or someone else did.
Because you got dared to kiss my girl.
And I also had to kiss his girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
It worked out great.
I mean, you guys are here, so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
Make him
turnaround.
take a big whiff of my shoe, like fixed everything, and then we've been buddies ever since.
Yeah, I smelled his shoe.
at that.
I kissed his lady, and we've been inseparable ever since. Yeah, I don't know. And then, you want me to talk about everybody?
Yeah, please.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guys can chime in, too.
I think Ryan and where did we meet?
Well, we worked at the same restaurant together.
We
back,
met
like-
before that, though.
Yeah, for sure.
We
We were
were-
in our early 20s.
Yeah, so we were just drunk. We probably just were at the same event, and then I was like, "This boy is handsome. I'm gonna talk to him." The first memory I have is us standing in Owl's living room, and you said something to us like, "How do you guys drink that much without getting sleepy?" And we were like, "Yo, you just have to do it faster," which is not good advice for
Yeah.
anyone's longevity.
That was my moment of corruption. You took me under your wing,
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
Steve and I just met because he was in bands that I thought were good. And I saw him playing drums, and I was like, wow, he's like in real bands. And I was just like flopping around.
It's a real thing.
You have the group here. Actually, I met Johnny the last. Like, I quickly run through. I met John Angelo 8 times because I was in a band with his roommate before he told me that it was the 8th time that we'd met. Then I
Count it all.
Yeah, I am just, there's expletives for that, and I'm that guy, so sorry about that. But never forgot him after that. It was a long time ago. It was 20 years ago. Biff, I also met around that same time period.
Yeah, we lived across the street from each other.
Yeah, in college days, Biff and I were on the same street, partying. Yeah. And Ryan McMullen, I met through band stuff. Actually, my band liked his band, and we went on like a little weekend together.
Oh, nice.
Unbeknownst to me, I was actually part of a little corrupting idea for him as well, because it came back that it was their first time. I mean, at that time, I wasn't old either. I was like in college, but he was like in high school.
Yeah, I was literally in
was-
diapers.
Yeah, it was well, he was literally,
He took a minor across
him.
state lines, actually, Steve is.
Yeah, I actually have to leave right now after talking about this. No, so there was, that's how I met everybody.
Yeah, and then we tried to start a band
Yeah.
shortly after that.
Yeah,
And this is going back like 20 years.
And then for 10 years, Ryan was like, I would see him out in public and let him know that he was like a band crush. That I was like, we almost did a band the one time. I've always wanted to play with you, but it just never happened.
The one that got away.
Yeah, he's the one that got away.
Biff and I didn't even like each other.
Yeah, for a long time.
We like,
Oh?
well, we didn't know each other at all. We just had each made assumptions about what the other person was based on their like whatever appearance and like demeanor.
Interesting.
So we both were like, I was like, who's this like super elitist punk guy that like is too cool for everybody? And
And I was like, who's this drunk rock and roller who just is a little
so we
always seems like you're giving him a compliment when you're just trying to have a conversation with him.
that hasn't changed.
Well, now everybody does compliment you.
Yeah, and then we were at a mutual friend's house and we watched the first Ernest movie.
Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam.
Yeah, and we realized we were both laughing at all of the same jokes, which
We
is
started
all
out
of the
as
jokes.
far away from each other as possible.
Just went.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the first appearance of it. And as we're making jokes and making each other giggle, we're getting closer.
Now, is that Ernest Cannon, or is that
yeah.
Yeah, it's first-
Jim Varney?
No, it's first appearance.
It's first appearance. Yeah.
Comedic
You should
genius.
watch it. It's great. It's a lot darker. Than
He's Ernest in the movie.
at,
Yeah,
at
there's a
one point,
gloom.
He's a lot of people.
It's gloomy.
Didn't know that.
And then we never stopped hanging out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one with this guy, right?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Dr. Otto.
People just got sick of us yelling over them, so everyone just left so we could talk to each other.
I think the night ended with you being like, hey, that was fun. I was like, yeah, you want to come to my print shop and we'll like drink coffee tomorrow?
We did.
And we
Yeah.
just stopped. You can't get rid of me now.
See, but it's full circle now.
Yeah.
All you guys
If you're
are-
listening, go talk to the person you think sucks right now. They're probably,
You could start
don't
a
wait
band.
so long. Don't wait so long.
That is
They're
such a good
probably
quote.
one of your best friends, and you could suck together soon.
It never would have worked. It needed time.
I meant that exactly how you think I did.
That could be like a bumper sticker. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
Suck together. That's pretty good. That's what we need.
so I want to talk a bit more about the projects that you've done so far, and it looks like a lot of the projects that you've done, the vision just seems very calculated. Everything seems like it has place, at least from our standpoint. And you guys can be as specific or not, just very detail oriented from where we're coming from. What is your approach in doing like projects like this? Is there like a thought process? How does the creativity process look like for you for this?
For Science Man?
Yeah.
So I write the music for it because it's my solo project. Up to this point, pretty much anything you've heard recorded is me playing on it.
Yeah.
From
And-
scratch.
What?
From scratch.
Yeah, from scratch. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
With water
Oh
and
yeah,
flour.
I birthed these songs to the world.
Birth of a Mountain.
Yeah. I honestly don't think I really have much of a vision. I'm sorry.
No.
It's just like when I pick up a guitar, I don't like have a song in my head. I just literally play nonsense until a couple notes sound kind of good, and then I start just stitching it together. I kind of pull it out of I pull everything out of just complete gibberish and nonsense. And then I usually I work hard on it. I don't like it doesn't just
Right.
come from nowhere. But I toil away at it till it's all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty good. This is like a good idea. And then I bring it to them for us to play it live. Yeah, from like a musical standpoint, that's kind of always been my method. I feel like I like you think about, like you're in the shower and you're like, wouldn't it be great if a band sounded like these elements together? And like, I wish it was, that, but like if there was like a gremlin singing, like if Elvis
We'll
was a
come back to that
gremlin
later.
Yeah.
and he was the singer of that band. And then like, you just pick up a guitar and try to like see if you can make that sound come out of you or whatever.
So it was a little bit of a fantasy band that's now a reality.
Yeah. I mean, from the beginning, I didn't even know the Science Man thing just became like because I didn't have. Our friends asked me to play a show with my solo project, and I was like, I don't know how to even do this. I don't have time to teach everybody the parts. So
Yeah.
I just had to figure everything is out of necessity. It was just like,
Right.
I got to do this. Okay, let's figure that out.
Yeah.
It's not like a super long-term vision.
But you're a man of so many projects. Like, how do you differentiate? Like, when you pick up the
got
guitar,
outliers.
you
That
write
was
for
my
one-
next question.
You got to get on the other side of the table.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
did
sorry.
you read their sheet? Is that why?
Yeah, welcome to the interview.
Don't let him look at them.
I'm on their side.
What was it?
Benedict Arnold over here.
Somebody.
Well, I'll keep
3
going
sheets
off of
of
what
paper.
Ryan was saying. So you're part of Ismatic Guru,
Oh,
Alpha
yeah.
Hopper.
So is he.
Yeah, right. Ryan's part of that too.
That is true.
Spit Kink,
Oh yeah.
and then you run your own record label,
Yeah.
Swimming Faith. How do you balance all of these? And do you ever feel burnout, or are you just someone that loves to create?
I'm so tired.
You've also got, what did we forget?
Oh, there's
Hamilton.
Did I
something.
forget something?
Big wheelie in the hubcaps.
The Hamiltons.
I
The
don't.
Midnight Vein.
I don't. Yeah. I don't really like a lot of other things very much. Like I don't mean that in like a mean way. I just like this is like just what I'm into doing.
Yeah.
So like I feel like at some point in the last handful of years, I'd made a decision to slowly change every other element of my life to work around it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really feel that big of a problem. Like I don't do a lot of other stuff. Like this is what I do. I get up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work on this thing. Like I gotta make art, like the album cover art. So I'll
Yeah.
just like get up, eat breakfast, make a cup of coffee, and work on that for 3 hours, and then I'll do whatever's next if there's a band practice scheduled or whatever. I just kind of keep trying to push the cart forward on whatever seems to be at the point of focus. Like this is what I should be working on.
Johnny once described it to me as making music is my video games.
Yeah,
I think that's the way you worded it.
yeah. It's like
This
it's
is
my
the-
fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
This
fun
is the
for me.
unwind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sometimes though, it does become a lot of work and
Yeah,
stresses
for
me
sure.
out.
Right.
Thank God for
I
Lindsay.
like that, but I don't know if it's true or accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone. I've never heard it like described that way. I think most people that we've interviewed and stuff like that, when it comes to obviously balancing when they have like either other jobs and stuff like that, or a different career that doesn't necessarily involve music.
Yeah, eliminate the balance.
Yeah, but like also at the same time, it's kind of not how important it is, but I think sometimes it just involves like, and especially since you have so many projects and you might be playing a different role in each of them, like how do you balance something like that? So I think it's interesting to hear from like that standpoint.
My way usually is if someone is in charge and has a vision, I'm like, great, I will get behind you and push. This is like in every element of my life. But if I feel like no one is in charge, my default is, oh, no one's in charge. I'm going to take over now and be in charge of this. And like, I'll organize. Like, I just like, I'm driven to be like I don't, it's not like I'm like super controlling. It's just like, if no one else is doing it, I just can't. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to do this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I see that. Yeah.
Hopefully I'm in a project where other people are doing a lot of the work so I don't have to, which it is a lot of times. That's why Science Man's usually that's kind of all falls on me to do all the clerical work. I have to like balance the books for that, I have to do all the unfun stuff too,
Yeah, you got to keep the lights on.
Yeah, someone's got to.
Well, I did want to talk about, and I'm going to read this word by word because it is a very thick question. Your album, Nines Mecca, is coming up on its first birthday. You describe the album as a dark, crumbling, leaky warehouse of an album. While you've also mentioned that your song, Cinema, is it just CNN?
CENS.
Wow, I can't even read letters. Anyway, is an exploration of expectations in this dystopian new world. Can you expand on what you mean by dystopian and how this idea came about?
Yeah,
Ooh.
my bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's because we kind of live in a dystopian hellscape, guys. It's not good. I'm just like really into like a lot of sci-fi stuff, you know, and it's a huge influence on me. So I think that it's just I don't know what else to sing about, you know, like I don't like the like I don't have the whatever it is that allows certain bands to be like I am going to make my statement crystal clear, like F you, this is what we stand for. This is bad. This is good. This song is about this particular thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to do that without, every time I try to do that, I'm like, this is so lame. I like, yeah, what's up? This next song. 'Cause I just can't take myself serious in that way, you know?
Yeah.
So everything has to be filtered through some sort of other lens. And it just sort of, Science Man kind of just fell into this. It made sense. I'm like, well, I love all these different forms of like weird science fantasy and like that, you know, like movies that take place in the very now current future. The reality is most of it. It's like, you know, you watch all these dystopian science fantasy movies from like, you know, the 70s and 80s and you just like
It looks
open
like
your
now.
phone and you're like, oh my God, the Terminator's real. And they got the money to build it from everybody listening to the Beatles on Spotify. Like, everything is so screwed up. And like, you think I'm joking, but that's really happening right now. So I just like wanted to try to express, because I don't know how to fix any of this stuff. I don't think anybody really does. And other than we just kill all the rich people and try it all over again. Which I support that. Not like your uncle that can afford like a boat. Like he's probably cool. You know?
The uncles with the boats.
But like,
Don't kill him.
We'll leave them.
yeah, like he's probably all right.
Millionaires only.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of the visions that are created lyrically and with the videos on Nines Mecca are just me trying to like explain this. Like it's just that's my art. I don't know what the word is. That's me trying to explain how this world makes me feel. And I don't know, like, you know, every time. That song in particular is more about like something goes bad in society and, you know, all of us as a culture are expected to have a response and an opinion, like whatever the new thing is. Like you open your phone and everyone's like, this straws are bad now. Everyone, which they are. And like we can't use plastic straws.
Yeah.
And then like if you're seen with a plastic straw, you're a monster. And I'm just like,
It's because you don't look cool.
yeah, you can't look cool drinking.
Yeah,
out of a
I think
straw.
that's the whole thing.
Unless you're drinking milk and you're blowing the bubbles. That's pretty. I still
Okay.
love that.
Yeah, but those straws are always smaller.
But yeah, it's just like trying to like navigate this.
I thought the issue was just the general coolness, but
Of
apparently
straws?
someone has brought up some sort of other issue.
Wait,
John
just
hates sea turtles is actually
yeah,
what it is.
turtles.
Yeah. The entire song that
disgust me.
he's really dancing around this. I'm gonna cut right to it. That song's about killing sea turtles.
Yeah, yeah,
Got
and
it,
the
got
the
it.
public does not like that. But yeah, just like the like how difficult it is to just exist and like take any time to have an opinion about anything. You know, I don't know. I'm sorry, that's not very uplifting. Just go.
No,
So let's
it's-
rewind it to the blowing bubbles and milk. That was pretty
Very
good.
realistic one though.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen.
Did that
it's-
answer any of the questions?
I mean, we have a bunch more to
think
go
that-
from.
I mean,
but-
like in that particular one.
Yeah.
It's
No,
Just
definitely.
Your
I feel
answer,
like
yeah,
the
it's a
dark
good overview.
No, I mean, I
warehouse
don't
of my
expect-
soul has been exposed.
Let's go back to, hey, we celebrated a year since that record. Johnny and I co-released that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And,
Biff's label.
Yeah, and that,
You should talk
nice work.
about that.
I run the other label that put that out. I run Pharaoh Kid Records, and yeah, I was very happy that John wanted to work together on it. I think it went really well, and we're
It's
still.
a shocking decision.
To work with me on it.
You guys are still sucking.
I'm
gonna see that
surprised
one.
that more reputable people didn't jump on it. I think the record's awesome. I know it seems a little biased, but it's just Johnny on the recording, so I
Right.
can be a fan and also play it live.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Absolutely.
Thanks, bud.
Well, Nine's Mecca and the Golden Room. That was the thing. It was a multimedia experience that you could actually go to at Duende at Silo City.
Did you come see it?
I didn't. I don't live in Western New York, so I'm not here.
None of
over the
us
Where do
summer.
you live?
I'm from Red Hook, New York. It's about an hour south of Albany. So it's in the Hudson Valley.
We all want to experiment what it is to be up here, but we're all not from up here. I'm from Queens. This
Yeah,
guy's from
which is
Long
funny.
Island. It's yeah.
There's a beer
Yeah.
Did
made.
you get off at the wrong train station, or
You know, maybe.
We ended
I
up
did.
just went
here with
west
Science
and I
Man
never stopped.
somehow.
you're like, this seems nice.
I don't know how I ended up here personally.
I'm gonna start a new in sunny Fredonia.
Where am I?
Turns out it was SUNY. Now you're in massive college debt.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, those lyrics to my song start making more sense.
more and more sense.
This
these
is
days.
messed up.
So what can you tell us about that experience that people could go and see?
So my partner Lindsay and I,
Right.
so the album was recorded, and when you press a record, it takes like a year for it to come. You basically take $1,000+ throw it $2,000, throw it up in the air, and hope when the record comes out. And by the time they press it, ship it to you, it's 8 months later.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it takes a
and then
while.
you hope people are gonna buy it so you can make your money back. So while the record was like being mixed, John back here actually mixed the record and
Hey, John.
recorded it with me. We did it together. While that was all happening, her and I were making music videos because I was like, I want to learn to do this. I don't have any money, and I don't want to give anybody money, and I don't like the way anybody else does stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna make our own videos. If it's
Yeah.
gonna suck, I want it to be my fault.
Suck together.
Which is kind of suck together. That's really what everyone needs to take away from this today.
That's the theme.
Is if something's gonna suck, it should be your own fault. Because there's nothing worse than like putting your trust in someone else and then having it suck. You're like, well, this sucks. I could have made this suck.
Grandma always said, "Why suck yourself when you can suck together?"
There you go.
Interesting. Your grandmother said that? Oh.
We're learning a little more about you,
So,
Steve.
I don't know. So we made these music videos, and then it just kind of kept expanding, where they're an extension of what the songs are about and what
Right.
the album of the what do you call it? The aesthetic or whatever. And then we're like planning the album release show, and then there's of course a delay because records take forever and something
And
gets
another
screwed up,
delay,
and then there's
and
another
another
delay,
delay.
and then another delay. So because we were playing the show at Duende anyway, we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we just projected the videos for everybody to see?
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, can we do a pop up in your art gallery up there? We'll just like set up a projector and it'll be a cool thing. We'll show the videos like as part of the release show. It'll be a fun thing for us to do. And I don't know how, because this is like everything in my life. If you let me, I will make the project larger and larger and more work and more work.
Yeah.
Because I like don't know how to relax or have fun. So Lindsay and I were like, well, what if we did this and that? And like, since she designs like her own masks and like costumes and did stuff for that for the videos,
Yep.
we're like, well, why don't you show more of your masks? And then we're like, okay, what do these different pieces mean? What if we like literally reached into the videos and made like sculptures that like are related to it? So it just kind of kept expounding till all of a sudden we had like this art gallery for a month to show not only the videos that played the music, but also all of Lindsay's work and then combined sculptures together. Yes,
Wow.
Steve.
Just want to tie something real quick. So all of Nine's Mecca has a video.
Yes.
Every
We
Every
didn't
single one.
We didn't necessarily tie that knot. So I just wanted the
Yeah.
listeners to understand that for every single song on Nine's Mecca, Johnny and Lindsay did a video, of which
I think everybody's in it except
I think each one of the live band members was in one of them at some point in time.
I'm not.
he's
Not
in-
yet.
Oh,
John's in a new one. Don't worry.
okay.
He's the only person in the video. I made up for it. You're gonna be a star, baby.
As stated before, John was heavy in the mix and engineering, so his involvement in Nine's Mecca was throughout. But
Yes.
I just felt maybe from a listener standpoint, wanted to make
Yeah.
that connection.
of
I
course.
should have mentioned that.
And then
in the
also-
videos.
If from a listener standpoint, if you want to watch the video for cinema, you can see Steve full frontal nudity multiple times
is
in the
true.
video.
Is that who that is?
So if you
Yeah,
wanna,
that's him. He's the
if you
mountain
wanna
bull.
put a picture from the voice of the potato,
Yeah, John was like really influenced by Beyonce in the creation of the video. It's
Yeah.
Basically, Science Man and Beyonce are the only two who
yeah,
ever
we're the
like,
only
oh,
people in the
did
game right
that.
now.
Yeah. Did the
fine.
Big
visual.
We're so
Lemonade
lucky.
follow up. Nines Mecca
The-
was.
yeah, it's like boxing. Second place is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Olympics, yeah.
So you're gonna box.
I'm
with
in second
Beyonce?
place beyond Beyonce, but it's like, you know,
No, I think
I
second
still
place in the
lost.
Olympics is good.
Not in
Really?
boxing.
I mean,
Third place
No,
is your
in
fighter.
second
The
place.
yeah.
Olympics.
You lost.
Yeah, but you're like the
got
best
knocked
loser.
you don't have nothing else to look forward to once you lose the Olympics, you know. Anyway, I do have a question, and this is from our A&R team. They're the ones who come up with the questions. They're very detailed. So
I
shout out
can't
to
believe
them.
how researched this is. I should have prepared.
More questions now. But this
They've
comes
got
from.
paper. We have none.
Where's your paper?
For the audio only audience, they have to know that we came with 0 papers.
No papers.
No
You don't know
the
what's
staff
coming.
here has at least
Yeah.
2 pieces of paper.
Yeah, we're off book at this
Expect the
point.
We
unexpected.
did our homework.
I
Make
see
that
There's
three.
more papers.
Make that three.
That's 3.
Got that extra copy.
We got the advantage here. We got the paper.
But that being said, Olivia, who came up with a question, she said, and I'm going to read it word for word. She said, "What's the deal with the bleeding hand in your music videos for Poach, The Mind's Eye, and Old Timer?" I guess that
The
stood out.
bleeding hand,
Yeah.
Yes.
The
the
bleeding
main
head.
character you see first that has the head that looks like a hand.
Yep.
You want me to explain that?
I mean, if there's
any
I guess it just stood
backstory you
out
can
to
give
them,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Lindsay, this will explain, I think, a part of the process of like how things happen in this world. A later video for Birth of a Mountain, there's a scene where it's like one of the only videos I'm actually in. I stab someone in the stomach and reach in and pull out the goggles
Yes.
from inside their stomach.
Yep.
Science Man goggles.
Yeah, the science man. I was wearing a lot of
Iconic
goggles
Science
early
Man,
on.
garb.
When it was just me doing solo stuff. That video was actually filmed before Poach the Mind's Eye. To do that, I built a fake like prop stomach that I could stab into and reach into out of like cardboard and latex and all this other crap. And I have no training in special effects whatsoever. Everything in these videos are Lindsay and I just being like, yeah, well then we'll just make a fake stomach and stab it. There'll be like a bowl that will fill up with fake blood, which we'll make. I'm sure we can Google all this. I'm sure you can Google fake stomach. So we just did that.
Step by step.
So when it was done, we like threw it in the corner and worked on something else and had this fake blood over it. And then I was looking at it when we peeled off the fabric layer that we had on there, and I was like, wow, this looks amazing. What if we drew this? Like I just took a pen and was like, look at it, kind of looks like a hand. She was like, oh yeah, I got this. And then she started decorating it, and then we're like, okay, we have this amazing mask.
Oh.
And
The mask was the stomach?
the mask is the stomach.
Oh, I didn't know
That is so interesting.
The bones are their money. The mask is the stomach.
Cool.
So then we sort of like reverse engineered it because I didn't like write the plot to all these videos like in order. We just sort of like I had like a bunch of ideas I was just throwing out there.
Yeah.
So in this one I was I had watched an episode of, I think it was in Voyager, an episode of Star Trek Voyager, where there's like a Vulcan trying to access someone's mind. And there's a really cool scene where they have like a projection of lights blinking and flashing on like a Western style up close shot of somebody's face.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, we got to do that. And they're like, how do we do that? And I was like, I don't know. Let's just get everybody over the house. So that's the video that Biff is also in. So as we were doing this, we were like, okay, we have to like make like what is happening in this video. What is the deal with it? And so we started like assigning just like names and ideas and like not trying to give too much of a backstory because like these videos aren't meant to really like add up to like a linear story.
Right.
Okay.
Like just like the lyrics there. If you watch it and you're like, man, I think this is about, you know, like I whatever you want to think it's about. Like I think the song is about the dichotomy of using drugs to access more creative parts of your mind and also ruin yourself. It's like, I'm pro drugs, but I don't do them anymore. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like dealing with these things. you know, but also it's like not my decision to tell everybody what to do, and like, you know, how you can reach that is your own journey. You know, I could go in more. So anyways, we were like, we need to figure out what these things are and what they mean. So we kept referring to the helmet that it puts on everyone as the master helmet.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the hand creature we always referred to as Oz, like Wizard of Oz, which is like they're, you know, the thing behind the curtain, what's pulling the strings. You know, it represents, I guess in the video, it's what's pulling, it's like what's pulling your strings. It's like there's a lot of, like, I have a lot of distrust for anyone that seems to have a new way of figuring out how the world works. Like, I've figured it out. With this one new idea, you can reprogram your mind to become X or Y. You know, it's like they've been doing this since the beginning of time.
5 easy
They're like,
installments.
they're like, if we just give you just a tiny little bit of a lobotomy, you know, you'll love your job more. And it's just like, you know, it's just like, why we're not addressing the right problem here. You know, it's like, you know, so it's like Oz represents sort of like this thing that is offering to give you a solution, but it's manipulating you. In the video, it's using you to get to take from you. It's taking your mind. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, it does.
Does that add up?
It adds
Anyone
up.
not watching this is going to be like, what is the
he
hell
talking about?
is
Yeah.
this idiot
Or
talking
anyone who
about?
hasn't seen the video,
I want him to
too.
go back to talking about Taco Bell when they were being funny.
I'm curious. So the actual visual component of that piece, the hand mask, the slit in it, that did come from the idea of the stomach being.
That's
Slit
from
open.
that I stabbed the stomach.
Yeah.
And that slit that's the front of the eyeball.
Yeah.
Is just the hole I made from stabbing it to pull
Yeah.
out the goggles.
Okay.
We still have it if you'd like to try it on sometime.
It would be a pleasure.
I could have
Let me
brought
say
it if
that.
I had known.
I should have asked.
Instead, you were like, I'm going to ambush this dude with all these questions that he's unprepared to answer.
Do all stomach wounds become eyeballs?
Yes, I'm a science man. I can tell you that is factually true. You must trust
Got
me
it.
and not search into this at all.
I
This is
believe.
fact.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, your upcoming album, Mince's Cane, also has a visual component to it. Will we see any carryover from the Nines Mecha world into this? Are there any callbacks?
Yeah, Lindsay and I made them all.
The people behind it are the
It's
same.
the same people. This is brought to you by the same idiots. John, who is in the band as one of the guitar players and also helps me record, mix and master all of these things. He's in one of the videos. He eats a bad apple. It doesn't go well.
Oh, no.
Or it goes really good.
Depending.
Yeah, I think how you look.
Ryan's in one of the videos. He does some butt licking.
That is literally.
And for once in this, that's not nearly as racy as everything else I say. It's pretty, it's very tame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? Sometimes it's more powerful to not do the thing, you know? It's like why people like lingerie. Sometimes not seeing it's better. Leave the boots on.
Sometimes don't cover yourself in dirt and run
Yeah.
around naked.
Yeah.
Well,
John just really likes to debase and humiliate me in the videos.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but
like,
that's
how
cool.
can we torture Ryan?
He was also
Oh, no.
in the No Quarter for the Brute video
Yes. I
where
remember
Lindsay and his partner Jess, spit champagne in his eyes and popped all his balloons.
that video's cool.
that. Kind of looked
Thank
like a
you.
grape there.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that.
You do look like a poison. What's a bunch of grapes called?
Cluster.
Cluster.
That sounds right.
I wanted
yeah.
to make a Whitest
Good
Kids
band.
You Know reference there, but I
Yeah, not
held
appropriate.
myself
Yeah.
back here for this audience.
Well, when you guys do film like these music videos and seeing that all of you like do take some part in it, do you let them know, hey, this is what you're gonna be doing, or is it kind of
Oh,
like an
yeah.
on-set type
Oh
thing?
no, you have to tell people ahead of time, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna when Steve. So we're not like professionals. We don't work in the industry. But when Steve came over to be in the video, and I asked him, hey, would you be willing to cover yourself in mud and like be like this tortured little man?
hiding in the corner.
Yeah, you get like captured by these bug people and they keep you as a pet, but they don't like you because you don't play by their rules. But they love the other character instead who was willing to dance and perform for them. And he was like, yeah, I'm in. So like before we get him over to the house, we're up in the, because we just have a green screen in the attic for a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
And we're like trying to be like very respectful. Like, you know, if you don't want to do anything or like if you want to change in the other room and like we have towels for you and like a bucket of like warm mud that you can rub all over yourself and all this stuff. We just kept like checking in to being like, is this okay? Like, do you not want us to film this? You're still okay? And Steve was like, I would just like to take off all my clothes and cover myself in mud now, please. Like he was just like, he's like, the only thing making me uncomfortable is you constantly asking me if I'm comfortable.
Yeah, all these questions about consent after I already gave it were really.
He's like,
It's like, shut up, let's do this.
yeah.
Also, they didn't know I had a long history of being naked, so
That's how I met Steve.
Which some of my other
What?
group friends in my friend group found that hilarious.
You're born
'cause-
naked and you die
yeah,
naked.
born naked. But I mean, there was a solid 2.5 year span where in your friend group, the naked guy, I was that guy. Very drunk.
He had experience.
Yeah, very drunk, very naked, very on the front lawn. So
That's very much my first like handful of interactions with
Yeah.
Steve. Where
Yeah.
Steve,
take Steve off the lawn. He's
Very
naked out there again, you know.
It's great for the college audience too, for like the naked guy. And
Yeah,
Can you,
I feel like it's very relatable.
Oh man.
Here, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What
Which one of
college
you
people
three
do
is the,
now.
the naked person at
A
parties?
naked person.
It's you. I can see
You
you
still have
smile.
naked
I can see
people
that
at
smile.
Why'd you all look at me?
Over Alex.
Well, you're the merch gremlin.
Yeah.
We're getting naked at parties.
You don't think so?
2023. No way.
No.
No way.
No, I
You
mean,
don't do that.
no. But you know, if we were
It's
to
frowned
pinpoint,
upon.
Yeah.
Damn it.
yeah, I would say it's Alex.
I
don't
aged
know
out.
why
Alex is getting
Man,
pinned on him.
this is
I don't know.
kangaroo court.
I think if you have a lampshade on your head at a party, you can be naked, and
Anyone
it's like
ever been to a
everyone.
party that happens?
That's like how you know you're really at a party. You're like, there's a guy running around with a lampshade on his head.
yeah, everyone puts
This
their
is
keys
it.
in the
That's the
bowl. It's
sign.
really
This is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna
Party
tell the
people do, like,
grandkids
that's
about.
Crazy. I'm actually really well. The thing is, I don't really go to like parties like that. Mine usually involve like live music and stuff like that.
This is true.
But
That's the better kind
Yeah,
of
so
party.
did ours.
Yeah, but I was like, that's the thing. I would go do the live music, and then everybody else would have their party, and then it would come to like 2 a.m. and it was time for my party to start
You're
because I
like-
was done hosting their party, and I
Right.
would just have to accelerate it and get so wasted so fast.
yeah, it's my turn to party.
Yeah, yeah,
Have to.
yeah. And everybody understands how the band aspect goes. The after party is actually their first party.
Oh, I
That does
never
make
thought
sense.
about
I
that.
can't wait till this interview drops and the like headline is "Science Man loves to party naked" or something like that.
We just make it so clickable.
Yeah, we're
Main
very
takeaway.
boring actually.
It reminds me actually.
to be
of-
honest, we just want to play pinball and
love
like
pinball.
watch Star Trek
Yeah, we
and
love
like
Star Trek.
Spit silly for a little bit.
Eat Taco Bell.
what was that?
Spitting silly.
What
What's
does that
spitting
mean?
silly?
What y'all are doing right now? You're
Spitting silly.
Oh.
That is like
Talking
his,
stupid. Yeah.
We
This
just,
is just how we
we're just
talk.
goofing.
This is
Yeah,
how,
goofing.
we just
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very on
Spitting
brand.
silly.
Spit.
spitting silly.
silly.
No, I like
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'll work that into the
The
science
vocabulary.
vernacular.
But I do want to talk about something that is more recent, and that's the release of "Give to the Plague." What can you tell us about the song's creation, and if it's any different to what you've done before?
It's the first song of the new record that is coming out.
Yeah.
I was like, I had like a fever from COVID, and I was just like quarantined into my room of my house, and like the first wave of being like actually sick where you can't do anything had passed, but I was still like just like feeling weird and like locked in a room, and like, you know, you'd slept for like a full 2 days, so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like, I can't sleep anymore. So I just like wrote pretty much all of the songs in those few days while I was locked into a room.
Okay.
Just I was like, I'm gonna just, this is as fast as I can possibly play guitar. was pretty much it.
Knowing the inside of that story, I heard someone describe it as claustrophobic and frantic, and like them not knowing Johnny's story.
Right.
And when you think about it,
That's pretty spot
very-
on.
no, it's
Yeah.
that when I heard them say it, I was like, oh, they've got no idea like how spot on. So it's actually what like that feeling that Johnny was
Right.
having, he encapsulated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no metaphor there. We're talking about actual plague.
Oh, you mean the meaning of the song?
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's just like,
John had the plague.
I didn't even piece that together. That was not.
Oh,
It was
wow.
right. It was just right under your nose. No, it had nothing to do with an actual
That's so
sickness.
funny.
It's more. I think I was just expressing some sort of distaste to be part of.
You gotta give.
I'm gonna get. You gotta give.
Everybody gives.
You gotta give.
Yeah.
Everybody gives. Like societal pressure to
0 for 3.
become anything of worth. I don't know. You gotta get up in the morning. I think I was upset that like to sell records I had to create content on social media and it disgusts me. And I like don't want to talk into a camera about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, this is the plague. They get up, go to work, make children who can go to work. I go to work because I got to feed my cats.
Make children that can do the dishes, mow the lawn,
Yeah.
wash laundry.
Yeah. That's the plague.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be so. I'm very funny. I like to have fun.
All funny people
very-
usually say that.
Yeah.
But humans are a cancer on this planet. I'm just having a bad time. Just
And that's
crying
what that
through
song's about.
David Attenborough's on the Nature Special telling me that they're, this lovely animal has nowhere to live anymore because we need to make more paper. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to take a no one will buy a bidet in this
Kevin.
country. I don't use a bidet. I don't need that touching my butt.
More lithium.
I love
less
bidets, by the
animals.
way. If you take anything away from the suck together, it's buy a bidet. It'll change your life. It's so great.
That's more blow than suck.
You want to do them both. Yeah. Do them both.
Yeah, those are great things.
I mean, there's gonna be more videos coming out soon, right?
Oh,
From
yeah. There's
Mrs.
more.
Kane.
We did the same thing again. Well, Lindsay and I just wanted to make one. And then, like I said, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Can't help it.
I didn't. And then all of a sudden we made 7 for
Yeah.
one for everyone. Does it, I think you asked me if there's a tie into Nines Mecca.
Yeah, I was asking about that.
I don't know.
Wasn't that like 3 questions ago?
I don't. I'm working on a delay.
Yeah, he's
Well,
There's
are we
some
all-
he's getting them
latency.
done when he can.
I was wondering how sidetracked we got.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing very great about this is if you watch these ones in order, it is a story that you can follow to a
Okay.
degree.
Gotcha.
As
I was
before,
gonna
where
say,
Nines Mecca is
yeah.
everything is out of time, although there's a lot of relation of characters and like certain elements tied together between. They're not like linear. This is
A narrative a little bit
yeah,
more.
there's a little more of a narrative here where you can follow something.
Okay. Well,
If that answers the question from
Oh, yeah.
7
it
minutes
definitely
ago.
does. Yeah, there's something similar about it to Nines Mecca.
Yeah.
And even if that's just the people that made it, it's you and Lindsay. Once
Yeah.
again.
Right. Of course.
Right. Well, I think we're about ready to transition to our set list. We're going to head
Downstairs.
downstairs for this one. You're going to enjoy it.
Take it away.
Well, thank you guys so much for that set. Really enjoyed it.
thank you.
Thank you for coming down and playing for us. We appreciate it.
This is our first electric set of the semester. We've
Oh,
only
yeah.
ever done one of them with Yellow Thumper
Shout
last
out.
semester. But yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks for having us.
yeah, of
course.
course. I read online that you guys sometimes pack a little bit of an extra punch at performances with little extra chemicals.
Oh.
Have you ever had any pushback on that?
I haven't done that. That was something I did strictly as a solo performer.
Okay.
No, I don't know if it ever. I'm not a jerk. I ask first.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna mix this stuff together. Sometimes if they're like, oh no, you can't do that. I had a backup plan where I work as a bartender.
Right.
So sometimes I would just bring all the ingredients and make like a fancy tiki drink, which looks like you're doing something dangerous.
Yeah.
But then you just drink it and you're like, wow, that tastes like coconut. That's good. Isn't it?
That
Yeah,
is
for
funny.
context for anyone who's confused by this, in the early days of Science Man, the Science Man would do science during
On
the
stage,
sets.
okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't
So
I
there
put
was
that together?
there
I
were
don't know.
science experiments happening, sometimes explosively.
Yeah, sometimes
sometimes go boom.
I did mix stuff together that was
Yeah.
like a actual chemical explosion.
Yeah.
Not like a pyrotechnics explosion, really. More like
Science.
like
Whoa.
stuff slopping all over.
Science fair volcano type.
Yeah.
explosions.
That, but just souped up because I got a buddy who actually is I'm not supposed to say it. Never mind. I have a friend who's a science teacher who could get me some of the higher grade stuff.
So-
That was like, here, you can do this. It's essentially the volcano thing, but it's gonna go crazy.
Okay.
So we did
Interesting.
that. It was mostly just because I didn't want people to realize I was basically doing karaoke up there by myself. I was like, I need a distraction to like juice this up. And like I said, like in those early thing, I was just like horsing around. This was supposed to be just a goofball thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like 2 years later, and I'm like, oh, this is like what people know me for. I don't want to be that. I don't want this to be how people know me. I want to just be in a regular rock band, you know?
Yes, that's Science Man. Regular rock.
Super.
Yeah.
Super ordinary.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that you
There's
understood
video
where the
out there.
question was going. I thought you were asking about the time that Ryan gave us all boner pills before the show, and
Oh, yeah.
in Cleveland and Happy Dog. Yeah, so
If I had known about that, I think I would have had to.
that's a
ask.
different.
Oh my god.
can ask
Although
him,
I
he's right
think
here.
that still files under science. That is more biology than chemistry. And
was an
you were asking a
experiment,
chemistry.
for
Yeah, it was an
sure.
experiment. It was definitely an experiment. It was empirical.
John didn't partake.
I didn't. I waved them off.
He was the well. You need a.
I forgot I even took
control
them.
group?
I
You need a
thought that
control
was
group. You
just-
need a control group. Yeah, control group.
I thought we just played well.
Yeah, I have no idea.
These were natural too.
Yeah, I mean, we're just curious.
I was very
folks.
gassy
We
the
just
next day.
wanna-
That was the only thing I could really figure out about it.
Oh,
It was just a vitamin pill. From
But not the
gas
question that was
station. It
being
wasn't
asked,
anything
so-
bad,
Yeah.
guys, so-
Motley
some
Crue, they're doing
performance-enhancing
speedballs
Yeah,
in mid set. We're doing gas station extends.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a yellow jacket, which would have been like somewhat understandable, which
You
is like
guys are
trucker
making
speed.
it so hard for me to do like a smooth transition to the next question.
No, it's gonna
Oh,
get
sorry.
serious.
um,
we
Let's
have a
go.
time crunch here. Let's,
go.
go.
No,
Let's
yeah,
keep it going.
but, oh man, no,
Everybody
but
be
it's fun.
professional.
Yeah, you can do this.
I can't move on from the pill question. Anyway, the work recently has featured a lot of publications and blogs recently. A lot of feedback from there. How do you feel about receiving the feedback, and does it usually align with how you see the project?
sometimes it aligns. I'm whatever anybody does is good, and I don't know. I'm very excited that anyone cares.
Yeah.
At all. So, whatever you want to say about it, that makes me very excited.
In the modern day with so many bands
So-
and projects and labels, like the fact that anybody cares about anything I'm involved with on the end of playing, or also with releasing the records, is a really humbling thing.
Yeah, it's very hard to cut through the fog.
Yeah.
So.
Talking about records, real quick. I just wanna interject because I am the technical director here at the local Lowdown, right? I do all the tech stuff, I do all the cameras, all the sound, yada yada. But I do have an alternate persona. I do have a second identity.
You guys did mention it too. Like,
Yes,
Use
we
the
did
word.
talk about it very very briefly.
The
but
naked guy with the lampshade. on his
naked
head.
guy.
no,
Party,
I'm
yeah.
not the naked guy with the lamp.
Dude, I used to be that guy.
yeah.
Yo, I can show you. I can show you, man. There's a lot of not to dos.
All right, so wait, professionalism. Where we going with this? Where we going with this?
We're going with
Kind
this.
of.
My friends here have dubbed me the merch gremlin of the group. I search for the greatest, the best, all of the band merch that I could possibly find to add to the little gold hoard, the little collection. Right.
I got bad news for you. I got the whole Feral Kid Records distro in the van outside.
Well, I'm about to get to it because I was like, well, you know what? I already know that the record's coming out. Hopefully, mid-April-ish. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pre-order the record. I pre-ordered like boom, pre-ordered record. I'm like, wow, now I can talk about this during the show.
Right.
But then I started going down the rabbit hole, and I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't add up here because I'm going through the everything for the Swimming Faith Records website, and I get down to the bottom and I see Night Slaves, and I'm like, I feel like I recognize that album art. So then I start digging a little bit deeper, and then I realized that Spit Kink as well. I was like, I have a Spit Kink sticker. I have this Night Slaves record in my collection.
That's me.
Where's this connection coming from? And then half an hour earlier, someone mentioned that they run Feral Kid Records.
Indeed.
That's Biff.
That's me.
About 4 months prior, I ordered the humongous haul from Feral Kid Records, and you said that, and I was like, oh my God.
That's right there. You saved it too. I wondered if people saved those.
Yep, it's been hanging in the station.
That's amazing. That makes me very, very happy.
Cool.
I screen printed those on
Yeah,
garbage.
It looks like
It's true.
it does look good, but I was like, I've never been like this confuddled. I've never been
I
this
don't know that
bamboozled.
word.
That is really true merch gremlin status right there.
Yeah,
awesome.
Well,
Thank you so much for your order. That's very nice of
Absolutely.
you.
I was
How
like,
did you like the haul?
it was a lot.
I don't
There was
remember
a
what
lot
I
of
sent
records
you,
in it.
obviously, because that's what that is I'll do like package deals on the website. Like, oh, you can get 5 records that of my choosing for a mere $20, and it's not just like garbage. It's like, oh, I put out these, so I have a bunch. Here's some unsung gems, Trying to make it
How many releases have been out on Feral Kid now?
over 60.
Wow.
It's
Many.
a lot. Yeah,
Awesome.
I was very pleased with my package. I got plenty of stickers. I got. I got more than 5 records though, which I was very pleased about. I was like, I opened it, I was like, oh my gosh, and
You got to give them the pickle. You got
Yeah.
to give people a little bit of
Gotta give.
But I was like, during the interview, I'm like, oh my goodness, everything makes sense now. I had like Jimmy Neutron like brain blast moment. I was like,
I don't know what that means.
I was gonna say.
It's another word for epiphany.
Oh,
You broke that down so well, Steve. Thank you.
Steve's good for one
translator.
perfect moment a day. I think we just had it.
but yeah, I usually come onto the microphone. I'm like, what merch is down, the pipeline, what's is there any stuff that's like tour exclusive or anything? What's going on with the merch stuff? But I mean, like, I kinda,
You struck gold
Popped
already.
Yeah,
I
what
struck
the
gold.
That's
It's like, I'm like the gold rush.
Pop down to the van. We'll take care of you. I'm excited to lose money on all of my projects. So whatever you need, man, we'll take care of you.
Well, the
I
new
very much
record does have a
appreciate it.
little further collab, right? Johnny did the artwork and Biff
I
screen
screen
printed it.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of a new thing for Science Man packaging, right?
They came out
yeah.
good too. I thought they looked really good.
That's awesome.
A lot of why I'm able to throw extra goodies, shall we say, into the grab bag things is I run a screen printing shop. That's my job. So whenever there's sticker jobs, I always sneak little things of my own on there. So I just have way too much stuff. So when people order those wonderful things, I just really jam pack them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Now,
Thank,
does
thank
the
you.
feral kid grow up to be the Science Man? Is there a do they exist in the same
Whoa.
universe?
I love that.
Spoiler: neither of them make it.
I wouldn't want to speculate. Did you see that one of the main characters on Farscape is one of the women from Mad Max: The Road Warrior? That blue girl. She's one of the people in white one of the nerds.
I didn't realize she was in Road Warrior
Yeah,
too.
she's in Road
'cause
Warrior.
She's
That's cool.
all blue.
But you know, I rarely see her on screen. I fall asleep with every episode of Farscape.
She's got to stop eating those batteries.
yeah. Too much lithium batteries.
I don't know where to go from for that.
Yeah. We're trying. You told us 5 minutes, and then you talked for 5 minutes.
I'm now just wildly curious if the robot record was in there because I know that sometimes it's tossed in.
It might be. Yeah.
Who knows?
It might.
Who
yeah.
knows? Who knows?
I do have a last question for you guys. And this is more so for upcoming releases than anything new coming for you guys. So Mrs. Kane is coming or is scheduled to come out very soon. And is there anything that we should look out upon the release?
Yeah, I'm gonna send them all in the mail to you, whoever ordered them. Thank you.
Alex, he's
It's
got
me.
one coming.
We don't. It's all us doing all the work. It's just us. Like there's not like somewhat. There's no like
Right.
management. April 15th is the release party, and you should come to it.
Ooh, yes,
Oh.
absolutely.
It's in Buffalo, so you have to come there.
Yeah,
Okay.
who's playing on that?
We have Leaking Head from Rochester.
Nice.
They're our friends. We have this band Brat from Baltimore, and we have Big
Big
Dog,
Dog.
which is a new
Buffalo?
Oi band from
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
This would be like their first second Buffalo show at that
Yeah,
point.
something like that.
They're
Awesome.
very new.
April 15th.
They don't like long hairs according to their lyrics, and they're gonna beat us up.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
That's
man.
going to be
Do a
interesting.
showdown on stage. Don't miss it. April 15th.
It's gonna be great.
Where's it at?
No, it's not. We're gonna get along good.
They're wonderful boys. I like
Yeah, we're just goofing. It's at Chemical Number 2, which is just like an art space that our friends live above. That they're nice enough to open the doors,
Okay.
and so behave when you go there.
Sounds good.
And inevitably, there will be a hole in the drywall that I will be
Yeah.
fixing the next day.
It'll be
That
great
happens at
research
every
for
show.
your collegiate career of becoming a venue management. I
Yeah,
believe is what
yeah,
you said
yeah,
you're
you
gonna say.
remember.
This will be a lot of ways that you're like, I am never doing it this way. They're above capacity. This is not
Oh,
safe.
Yeah.
For a
Oh, that's
lack of
exactly
exact
how it-
address, you're going to want to look at Plymouth in Connecticut. Plymouth Ave, Connecticut.
Okay.
That's the cross section of where it is. But chemical number 2.
Just get close to there and follow the smell.
Yeah, it's like
the
somewhat more
smell.
legit
Smell.
than an Ask a Punk venue. But
Yeah, they put the address on the flyer.
Yeah, it's on there.
not
We
like
just
an
don't have it
exclusive
right in
thing.
front of us. yeah.
is.
Oh, man. Well, I'm excited for April 15th.
Me too.
You gonna come?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what day's that fall
It's
under?
a
Don't tell me Monday.
Saturday.
Okay, good.
Saturday.
Let's go.
I was looking at
Oh,
the
wait. You
gonna
calendar.
come?
Wait, that's
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, that's
Shoot, is
we're
that
free
field
that day.
Yeah. I was looking at the calendar and I was like, oh no, it's a Wednesday. Then I realized I was looking at March.
You keep doing that.
Don't scare us, Alex.
It's a
We're
Saturday.
driving. Everybody pile in.
It's an easy
Get in the
1
tugboat.
hour.
There will
Drive
be
to
no
the-
naked guy at the party. I promise you.
Okay. I think I'll
I've
be
closed
okay.
now.
But I'm excited for April 15th, along with all the other projects that you guys have coming up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that concludes another episode of the Local Lowdown. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. For our first electric set this semester, we're hoping to do another one because we're experimenting,
We're
if you will.
experimenting. We hope you like the longer episode because this one's going to be a
This is
long
gonna be
episode.
Sorry
Silly.
for
to
silly
dive
spitting
into.
at you so
Spitting
long.
silly.
Oh, spitting. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
There's a lot to
Sorry
say.
for that too.
Science.
Yeah, there was a lot to dive into, a lot to talk about.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
We merely scratch the surface. Get in the van with us sometime. We'll jib jab the whole way to wherever our location is.
That'd be so fun.
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Local Lowdown on 88.9 WCVF The Voice and 89.5 WDVL The Inferno. We will be back next week with some more frivolous
Oh.
local music.
amazing.
Same time, same
place. Goodbye.